Hello and welcome to the Geek Battle Gaming YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing a review for the Intellivision Amico home apps, Swide Swipers. Without further ado, let's get into it. With the launch of the Amico home app came an initial promise of at least 4 games for players to get their teeth into by the start of 2024 from Intellivision. Swide Swipers is the 4th after the initial 2 releases of Astro Smash and Missile Command, and along with Swide Swipers also is Shark Shark. Now, Swide Swipers is the latest game for the Amico for fans to play. Well, I say that. Dart Frenzy also just dropped, but we'll get to that review a little later on. Now, the thing about Swide Swipers is it is a little different than the other releases. I think it's only fair that we make it clear straight away that unlike the other Amico games available during this launch period, this one is really far from a full game experience in its current release. It is reflected in its cheap launch price, but those expecting a game on par with Shark Shark and Astro Smash need to really limit their expectations. The current release of Swide Swipers, which is like a Hot Wheels like racing game, only features multiplayer and only features 1 track at present. Now, like I said, this is reflected in the cheaper launch price, as I said, and it's my understanding that when the game has a fuller launch, those who paid early will get a free upgrade of the new content. So as long as that does come in a timely fashion and does come to fruition, we should be getting a full-priced Amico game for a considerably reduced rate. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't aware that the game was as limited as it is when I purchased it, and it took me a little while before I figured that out and that there wasn't much on offer for me at this time. With what you do currently get, you can play in single player mode, and doing this, you should expect to be disappointed by the experience. With just your car on the track, and the game being about stopping and starting to time ramming opponents off the track, I found I was just acing the race with 1 button pressed down. Fortunately, I was able to play this game in multiplayer, and this gave me a chance to see the greater potential of what is on offer here. The game is all about timing, and timing when you slow down or speed up so that you can dodge getting hit by your rivals, as a strike to the side will send you flying from the track in spectacular fashion. Now, this was relatively fun with 2 players, and we got enough mileage out of it from this current release of the game for my purposes of me to get this review done. Now, I'm sure with even more players, and I think you can have up to 4, the frantic action will come alive even more. It seems like this game is designed around the idea of 3 or 4 friends being sat around competing in the same room. But whilst I can see this potential here, I do also have to be realistic about what I've got today. This initial release doesn't feature enough to recommend it. If the promise of a fuller release being a free update for those who bought it early does come to pass, then in some way I can say, yeah, maybe get it if you think this will be your jam later on. This being a multiplayer only experience as it is, does highlight the issue of everyone needing a smartphone to play. Whilst most people do have smartphones, you could potentially need 4 or 5 Android and iPhone devices just to be able to play the game to its fullest today. I think this game should have been held back, if I'm completely honest, until there was more on offer. And with Dart Frenzy also coming out before the end of the year, it's not like they couldn't get a 4th release, and I think that would have been adequate just whilst they do a little more work to get this ready, perhaps for January. A single player free demo of the track would have been okay, I guess, or wait until there was just 3 or 4 tracks and then charge this entry fee. But even then, without a single player component to practice, this will only get limited playtime. The game does take place on a single screen, as most of the Amico games like Astro Smash and Shark Shark and Missile Command so far do. This is fine in that it seems to be part of the Amico identity of updating retro style experiences from the OG console. The graphics are clean and simple, and it'll be interesting to see how the future releases mix things up visually between tracks. I hope the update of this comes sooner rather than later. I think it would have made for a grander first impression if they'd waited, but if nothing else, they've certainly got me intrigued for what the plan is for future updates. So that's going to wrap things up for this very quick first impressions review of what is available so far from Amico Home's Swide Swipers. I do hope there will be some bigger and better things to come from it quite quickly. Otherwise, I don't think I can recommend it. I'd say just keep playing Shark and Astro Smash and wait for the update to drop on this one. So that's going to wrap things up for this initial release of Swide Swipers. Now this review is just of the first version that's been put out there. Hopefully we'll get a big update and we can do another review soon. You can check out the written review of this over at www.extremed.tv, and do make sure you smash that subscribe button here on the Geek Battle Gaming YouTube channel. Do check out any of the other shows and any of the other YouTube channels that we have going on. And with that, until next time, stay safe, always stay extremed, and ciao for now. Boom, and we're off the air.